Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Boxing Coalition. My name is Cam. I got my boy Leon and my boy Joe Morgan with me. How you doing, fellas?
Yeah,
hello,
good, thank you. All good.
Good man, good to hear. Another quiet weekend in boxing. No, I don't think there was any card on, or maybe some lower level cards, but nothing that really caught as hardcore interest. So it's really news. Some big news yesterday. They were building it up that 6 p.m. The announcement's going to be made on Twitter. Who's Joshua's next opponents for April? I'll start with you, Leon. They chose Charles Martin. He's decided to come over here and put his new IBF belt on the line. What do you think of the fight and just your overall reaction?
To the fight in general, so if you told me that AJ was going to fight someone the same height as him in a southpaw who's undefeated in his next fight, I'd have been really happy with that. But when it's for the belt and it's just a belt grab and Martin's cashing himself out, it's just going to be horrible to watch all the fucking retards on Twitter, and it's already started yesterday. So it's going to be tough to bear, but I think it's a good fight for him.
You know, when I
get accused of being salty, right? You know, but I just moved to a place called Herne Bay, so really I should be team Matchroom.
You just told me and Joe that just before we came on an air, and you couldn't even make that up, could you? That's fucking brilliant. That Leon's moved to a place called Herne Bay. That's just classic.
Yeah, or Cuntsville, as it's going to be renamed.
Yeah. You know what? I kind of had the same reaction. Like, if this is Joshua's next fight and it's a final eliminator or just eliminator, I think it's a good fight. Two undefeated guys. I personally think it's not a 50-50. I think Joshua will take him out quite easily. But
I think it's like 70-30, isn't it?
Yeah, but when you put the belt on the line, it's left a bad taste in my mouth. And I spoke to some of you guys yesterday afterwards, and like, I know belts now don't mean shit. I know that. Like, belts have not meant shit for a long time. But like, me and Leon, we're a bit from the old school, a bit older. And in the back of my mind, like, being a champion and a belt holder actually still means something. But just as we're going on, man, it doesn't really mean anything. You can kind of steer a boxer's career in a certain way, and he doesn't have to fight anyone and become a world champion. Like, we've said that about Wilder, but with Wilder, at least he fought Stavern, you know, who was a good test to become a champion. Before that, it was just 30-yard bums. And since that, it's not that it's being good. And that's my kind of concern with Joshua, that, you know, we'll get this fight against Martin, he'll beat him, and then he'll get a voluntary defense, and he'll choose, you know, Glaskov, because he'll say, oh, Glaskov didn't get his full title shot. And then somehow they'll get another voluntary defense, and it'll be Cunningham. And then they'll end up fighting, you know, Joseph Parker or, you know, someone else listed highly in the IBF. So that part of the whole business I'm not happy with. But as a fight, I think it's a good fight. Go on, Joe.
Yeah, just starting off with the announcement, I know it sounds stupid, but I was pumped at 10-5.
Yeah, you were messaging me like, yo, the announcement's in half an hour, it's in an hour. I was like, oh, this...
Right in, mate. I nibbled, mate. I had a proper little nibble at that. No, but it was good though, innit? Because they were like, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? 3 hours? 2 hours?
Yeah, but David Hay ruined that during the week.
Yeah, I know. But then it was like...
for ages.
But then it was like perfect timing, because Fury came out with saying like, oh, I've got a mad fight, you'll never believe who it is. He was down in London for meetings. I thought the stars had aligned there. We were going to get like AJ Fury and Klitschko Wilder or some bullshit, but no, it's a good fight, isn't it? Like, if you think about it, Martin would probably beat White and every one of his other opponents. Like, it's probably a close fight, White and Martin, mainly because we don't know fuck all about Martin. Like, literally, I've seen like the 3 rounds of Glazkov, and there's hardly anything more on YouTube.
And he's a world champion, and you haven't seen him on TV.
No, I know. I've seen
fucking shambles.
Yeah, I know, mate. But like, no, I think if you took it as it is, like I said to Cam earlier, that it would be a good first eliminator. Beat him, get into the top 4, then you fight sort of like a Povetkin for your final eliminator. But obviously, boxing's not a perfect world. It's not even a fucking fair world. It's a fucking seriously unfair and corrupt world. So, hence, we've got Martin for a version of the world title.
But is this the worst world title fight? These are two worst resumes to fight for a world title.
Yeah, but literally, we hear this every other fucking week in boxing, and that's just a metaphor for the sport as it is. Is this the two worst fighters? I mean, we were saying that when Liam Smith fought.
No, worst fighters. Just the quality of opposition they have fought is so poor to get a belt.
I know, but I don't think this is any worse than when John Thompson fought fucking Liam Smith for the world title. Like, it's just as bad. It's just a shower of shit, isn't it?
Yeah. I think, to be fair, Liam Smith was further along in his career than both of these, and he'd fought some people of a slightly higher standard. I mean, honestly, when did Martin knock out that British guy, Tom Dallas? It was like 3 fights ago.
Yeah.
So you fight Tom Dallas, and then in however many fights it is, you're the world champion.
Yeah. Well,
it's scary.
Well, the thing is, it's a good step-up fight. Take away the belt, obviously.
Yeah, you're right. No, absolutely, 100%.
But I disagree with Cam in the fact that it's going to be a wilder situation. We're going to have bum after bum after bum until we can sort of wrangle a good fight. I honestly think that we're going to have, if he wins, which he probably will, we'll have, your typical IBF bum defence, maybe a mandatory, try and get like a Glasgow or a Cunningham in like November, and then you've got the big mega Wembley fight next summer, because I just don't see him milking it. He's too good to go fight that level. Once he moves up, he's going to fight another bum in November, and then it's going to be your Hay, your Fury, your Wilder then next summer. So it's not the end of the world when he wins it. I mean, he's not going to fight bums. I honestly believe he won't, because he's.
But how many people are there for him to fight at this age? Unless he's going to retire super early, he's going to have to milk the belt to make his career prolong. Because how old is it? He's only 16 fights in. There's only another 5 good fights for him at the moment.
Yeah, but you say that then, but then you could have Hughie Fury could have built up by then. Joe Parker could have come on strong. So it doesn't matter. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm including them in that list.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think by the time he won't even run through 3 of them in 3 years' time. Like, that's just the way boxing works. You'll get maybe 1 or 2 in the next 3 years, and by that time
he'll fight 2 bums and a good fight.
No, but I honestly think he's getting a big fight next summer in Wembley. Hearn's too greedy to not have AJ fill out Wembley. I mean, honestly, I thought if Hay fought AJ Dow this summer, this summer it'll fill out Wembley.
I think Hearn would fill out Wembley with AJ with a bum, to be honest. I don't think that's to be a big fight.
Have you seen the people out there? Have you seen them on Twitter, like these people and the celebrity, the parade of scum?
They're fucking bums, mate.
But the parade of celebrity scum that follows after Matchroom is sickening. I mean, all of them have contributed nothing to anything. It's shocking, all that kind of The Only Way is Essex and that bum from EastEnders. They could all go. They've achieved nothing, done nothing. Not that I've done anything either, but they're out there in the limelight, aren't they, to be shot at? So fuck them.
Yeah, no, fuck them.
Just on the fight competitiveness, I see AJ taking him out in maybe the 3rd round, something like that. The only way I see Martin win is if he jumps on AJ from the start, kind of try and catch him unprepared.
I can see AJ just running through him in the 1st round, mate. Honestly,
to me, I could see that too. I was kind of seeing how it plays out. I could start to hear the commentary in my head, and I think it's gonna go a bit like this.
I'll tell you, Jim, I do not like the look of Martin's legs at the moment. They are looking unsteady as he stumbles back to the ropes, and on a vicious right hand by Joshua. Down goes Martin, and Howard Foster's going to wave it off. They've stopped it. Anthony Joshua is the IBF heavyweight champion of the world.
That's how it's going to play out.
You know, Hawling's gonna fucking spunk his little panties.
Hawling's gonna have to wear a man nappy just to keep it all in there.
Big white hard.
But just quickly, you can understand why they've done it. Like as soon as he wore, like we all said, as soon as he got that robbery decision, that injury belt, he had a target on his back. And Hearn knows there's so much money that he's willing to spend Ricky Burns' money.
What is it with hardcores and Ricky Burns? Fucking hell.
Oh, I've got some for Ricky Burns later. Don't worry about that.
He's a bum.
Anyway, but I'm just saying, Hearn's put his money where his mouth is and actually got someone over here for once and a belt.
Yeah, but I think he's
a bit of a nobody, but Martin's cashing himself out almost, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's only doing the money. He's only putting his hand in his pocket because he knows how much money you'll know how much money you'll make. You can pay for Martin 3 times over on the amount of pay-per-views this is going to fucking sell.
I mean, if he sold how many it supposedly was fighting a domestic fight, it's going to be ridiculous.
Well, to be fair, I don't think it'll do too much more because the whole hating each other was brilliant for the casual.
But for them to say that he's a heavyweight champion of the world, I think it does 800.
No, I think that's really optimistic. I think it'll do 500,000. Because they can't, unless Martin comes over here and starts talking fucking straight out.
AJ's massive.
Yeah, but I think he needs that dance partner at the moment. He doesn't. He did. White brought out the fucking best in everything. That Anthony Joshua, that whole build-up. You saw it with Bellew cleverly, mate. Casuals can't fucking get over. You've seen it now. If you go on Sky Sports, fucking Quigg, War of the Words with Frampton. They're so fucking thick, these casuals. They just want to see people hate each other.
No, the belt, AJ's bigger than and all of them, and just the name plus the belt doubles what he did with White for me.
Oh, I don't know. It'll do fucking silly numbers, innit? But I don't know if it'll do 800.
What do you think, Cam? It's going to sell big.
That's like nearly a Floyd fight.
I don't know, because what did AJ do against White? 400.
He did $1 million.
AJ did what, 400?
Yeah.
And I agree.
What's fucking mad, yeah, is that Floyd, whatever, does 800 in the States, yeah? And we're doing 400 in the UK alone.
Yeah, but it's just, I've said it before, the UK just love boxing more than the States. The States have so many other sports that they concentrate on.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it's cheaper.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper.
But anyway, what do you think, Cam? Sorry.
Yeah, AJ doing 400 against White, which I still don't believe, I'm sure those figures are being cooked, but anyway. And I agree with Joe about, Dillian brought a lot to the table. Like, he built a lot of that fight up. So a lot of the acclaim has to go to him. But when you mention world title and like heavyweight champion, like the casuals come out for that shit as well. So I could see it doing like 600,000 in between, between you guys, about 657, something like that.
I just think Martin's got to come over here and just chat shit for a month before the fight. He's got to fucking build it. Because if he comes over and he's all nice and respectful, it'll do half what it would do if he started running his mouth.
It'll be on Sky News, Sky Sports News every hour from now till April. Something, I bet you.
Yeah.
They're going to pump he is going to be a very, very rich man.
But, yeah. Mate, can you imagine how Hearn could put ridiculous ticket prices up and they'll sell out?
Yeah, but I think it's what I've seen of Martin. AJ should win, comfortably, but he's still a big unit, though, isn't he? Size, southpaw as well.
I think they're about the same size. He's a southpaw, and from what briefly we saw of him against Glasgow, he looks like he can throw a left hand.
Yeah,
it's just literally, can AJ deal with a southpaw?
Yeah, but what's the best punch against a southpaw? The straight right, and AJ's got an excellent one.
And that's his fucking bread and butter, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And the thing about Martin is he's got no head movement, no upper body movement. He's just there to be hit.
Yeah, he's fat,
so stiff.
Slow. Yeah.
He's big stiff idiot, isn't he? He's on the list.
He is, and they got a common opponent.
I think we called him that last time we saw him, didn't we?
Yeah, when he fought Glasgow. Yeah, but they both got a common opponent in that Zumberto Love.
That was that big Brazilian, wasn't it?
Yeah. AJ knocked him out.
That's Joshua's best knockout as
Yeah,
well.
AJ knocked him out in 2, and Martin knocked him out in the last round, the 10th.
Yeah, that's AJ's best knockout. He looked like he killed him.
Yeah.
Didn't it?
He's like a fucking spring man, right? Dong.
So I don't. Obviously, like Styles makes fights, but I think AJ's gonna take mine out.
Honestly, it's fucking... I said 70-30 earlier. I don't know why I said that. It's probably more like 90-10. It's literally... Unless...
Oh, I don't know if we can go that far.
Mate, unless Martin fucking clocks him early.
Imagine he knocks him out.
Unless he clocks him like coming in or trying to finish him off. You can't outbox AJ. He's a fucking amateur. Like, he's got that amateur pedigree. He's a fucking good boxer.
I think so. Yeah. There's a few out there who could outbox him.
Maybe
He's a big
Fury,
man.
but I don't know. I think if AJ, I can see him just running through him in like 1 or 2 rounds. Honestly, like
I think it'll go like the White fight, that kind of distance. I think he'll be nervous. He'll be a bit.
Yeah, but I think White only went that far because he got tagged in the second and he sort of shit himself for 3 rounds afterwards.
It could happen again. He's still open, isn't he? Anyway, they've done a good job getting that fight. That's for sure. You know.
Yeah, no.
Give it to Hearn for getting him over here.
And what do you think about Hearn and saying, it's a 50-50, just trying to build it up?
Well, nah, he'll chat shit, won't he? He'll sell his fucking grandma for.
He said this will go down as one of the greatest sporting events ever. The greatest sporting events ever.
Yeah.
2 novice fighters who don't deserve a shot fighting for a belt that was won by a man who because another man broke his knee and was taken off the champion. Hearn is a fucking bum.
Be careful now. Now you live in his town. You got to be careful.
Honestly, he must think. It feels like his whole career is a troll. Like, he must think we're fucking retarded.
The thing is, he doesn't care about the casuals. I mean, the hardcores. He knows that he's got the bait of the casuals. He knows whatever he says, they lap it up, and you know he knows it was casuals that made that 400k pay-per-view.
Cam, I know this is all true. I'm still fucking insulted.
No, I completely understand.
It's still like unbelievable. Almost like a lack of respect. If we were going to go really deep, it was almost like a complete lack of respect for the sport. His attitude towards it.
You could say that, but it's just a reflection of what the sport is now. It's just a money machine. And it's a niche sport. The worst thing is it's a niche sport. You know, like there's a handful of people I know that follow it, apart from you guys, and it's niche, but it's just becoming slowly worse. I'm not going to hover on this too much because we get told that we're a bit too negative. So
I'm going to say one last negative thing then, but kind of spun in with a positive thing. I've listened to about 3 or 4 different podcasts doing, is it the 10 or 20 year anniversary of HBO Boxing After Dark? It's like an anniversary of that program being available. And these programs are able to do like 2 hours on the great fights that they had on there. Hearn, at the end of his Sky career, we'll be able to do half an hour. Honestly.
Yeah, that's true. And the fights on Hearn's one would be where it was supposed to be a blowout, but the other guy actually turned up.
Yeah, it'll all be shocks because they shouldn't have. Anyway.
Yeah, like, just on the belt factor, it's almost like the guys that have gotten into the sport the last like 5-6 years or whatever, we've always known this proliferation of belts or whatever. It's almost like you need like 2 belts to be recognised as a real world champion. Because if you look through the weight divisions, quite a lot of them have got, a lot of the true champions have picked up a couple of the belts. Like obviously Ward had a couple, Golovkin's got 2, Kovalev, Mayweather had a few. Do you see what I mean? You've got to sort of at least try and unify one of the belts. And that's really the same equivalent of, becoming a world champion about 10-15 years ago.
And if he does beat Martin, he should do what the great UK champions done before, get your world title belt, have a couple here, and then go to the US and try and fight, a Yank in the back garden. But he won't go and fight Wilder.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I hope he does. That's what I want him to do. Once you become a belt holder, you got to go and start taking names.
Yeah, I think you'll love his little bum defence in November. You get that one out the way or whatever, and then I think he's going in big then next summer. I honestly think he's going to fight your Fury or your Hay in Wembley next year.
Yeah, but I want him to go abroad and do it as well.
Yeah, well, maybe that can come like the year after. He's still fucking very young, you know.
You know what,
Yeah.
Joe?
It's happened too quickly.
Joe,
Yeah,
I
but
hope
if he's at the stage now where he's fighting twice a year, then he's going to have quite a long career. Maybe not in terms of fights, but in terms of years.
Joe, I hope you're right, but I think his career is going to go in the same direction of what happened with Carl Brook, man.
What, nothing?
Nah, Brook got absolutely done by the Machete Man, and then did his ribs in, and then he got fucked by Khan. He's just a ridiculous run of fucking bad luck. AJ's too big for that to happen.
No, but the thing is, one thing that people keep putting in the equation is David Hay. But if this fight is likely to happen between AJ and Hay, it would be next summer? So summer of 2017, yeah.
Yeah.
But
do you not think it's going to happen then?
But no, I just think Hay's not been tested. His shoulder's not been tested. He might not reach it until.
Hay knows this. He's a fucking smart guy. Hay. He knows this. He will continue to fight bums. Have his little Hay Day thing where he builds up his money, fight bums until next summer, and then go and get the AJ fight.
That's fair. That's a fair point.
Because
he's been ranked already after that one fight in one division.
Yeah, he knows. There's no point going in. Why would Hay go in with a Povetkin? What's the point? You piss up your fucking huge payday. You just fight bums, keep your name floating about. Because let's be fair, even when he fights a bum, casuals will lap it up because it's David Hay.
That is true. No one's going to question him apart from the hardcores.
He doesn't need to fight anyone of any danger. I wouldn't be surprised if he fought fucking Briggs next. Do you know what I mean? He'll just keep his name in the mix. I'm here, I'm still around, and then bang, get my AJ fight, make 10, 12 million. If I lose, I'm out. Happy days, isn't it?
That's true. Good point.
But I like a lot of the guys in the chat are mentioning Ortiz. I'll tell you right now, he is getting nowhere near Anthony Joshua unless he can get himself a mandatory. Unless that guy does what all the other fucking Cubans do at heavyweight and just piss it up the wall and go off the rails, he is a fucking problem. And Hearn knows this as well. He's not fucking stupid. Ortiz is fucking going nowhere near him.
The only Ortiz he'll let near AJ is Victor Ortiz.
No, that Luis Ortiz looks like a fucking monster.
He does look like he's 50 years older.
I thought he was going to have, take the big fights, Joe.
Yeah, but come on, mate.
Just not that one.
He's that's your perfect high risk, low reward scenario there. I know I'm sounding like a bit of a cunty promoter here, because in an ideal world we'd chuck him in with Fury next or whatever, but fuck me, you just can't be going near that monster.
I wouldn't be chucking him in with these people, but if you're going to go and fight for a belt, school's over. It's time to go and get a job. Do you know what I mean? Seriously. If you're going to play around with a belt, you don't get to have little tune-up. You don't have to. You're not a prospect anymore.
I agree, but Wilder's done the same thing.
Yeah, but
he's a mega bum.
He's actually shit, But no, I think I've got faith that it'll be like your Takam in November, and then maybe another one in Jan, your mandatory, and then the big one then in Wembley in end of May in 2017.
I hope that you're what's the word I'm looking for? Your optimisticness is
Nostradamus.
I hope it happens, to be honest. I'm tired of being salty. I want to see some good fights, and
but look at that IBF top 10. I mean,
don't even read it out. It's just
it is pretty poor.
Crime.
It's just full of Australians and Canadians and Anyway,
All right, shall we move on, boys?
Yeah,
let's talk.
Still a good fight though.
Let's fucking. We've said a lot of shit about it, but it's a good fight. And when he announced it, I was happy because it's so much better than Chisora or a Hellenius. So much better than that. But not miles better, but it's just better.
All right. Before we move on, I think my boy Dan is going to jump on the line, so we might as well get his thoughts.
This is the thing.
This is the thing. He's not actually picking up his phone at the moment, so I want to move on, but there we go. Dan, are you there?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing swell. How are you?
Yeah, we're good. We're just finishing our conversation on Joshua versus Martin. So you want to give us your 2 cents?
Yeah, I don't know much about Charles Martin. I just saw him fight against Glasgow, obviously, but even in that performance, I don't know what exactly to take away from his performance. He seems to be a decent boxer, but I think Joshua's just too big for him and just too athletic. And I think the last fight that Joshua had, I think, was a good learning curve. I think those are the type of fights where prospects really transition into fully solidified prospects or just fully solidified top contenders. And I think Joshua certainly fits that bill. The only thing is I still don't know exactly to what level Joshua's chin is, but it was still promising to see him take shots against what's the guy who's the guy he fought last? Yeah, White. Against White, he still took some decent shots in that second and third round. He recuperated and he learned how to box. And then the latter rounds of that fight. So I'm picking Joshua, but I might have to put some money down on Martin just because the odds look so favorable for him. So, but I still think this is a pretty good step-up fight for Joshua. I like you, Cam. I find it kind of ridiculous that he's getting Fury's leftover belt in such an easy fashion. That's not right, but that's just the state of the sport as it is right now. So there's not much to say about that. But I am glad that at least Joshua will get that opportunity because I do want him to get that belt just so that I can see him fight against other top contenders moving forward.
Just quickly, do you think he will? Do you think once he becomes a champion or belt holder, do you think Hearn will put him against decent opposition or just kind of wrap him in cotton wool and protect him?
You know what? I kind of regretted just saying that, Cam, because you're right. Just as I made that statement, I immediately thought about Kell Brook. And we all know that Kell Brook hasn't faced even top 10, top 15 level opposition in his past 3 fights. So,
but AJ's not going to get stabbed in the leg either.
Yeah,
you never know. Like Dillian White might come looking for him on the streets.
He's a little bit too tall too, so he might get stabbed in the feet or in the calf. But the thing is, guys, yeah, you're completely right, Cam. Even with no, just going back to Kell Brook.
Sorry.
Right. I mean, those opponents that he fought, it just leads you to believe that he's going to baby Joshua. Because I think what Eddie Hearn does, and he's really brilliant at it, is whenever he sees a title opportunity for his fighters that's not too difficult of a fight, he'll immediately pounce upon that opportunity. Now, granted, Sean Porter, I think, was a legitimate risk for Kell Brook at that time. But not so much with Charles Martin. And it just leads me to believe that if Kell Brook looked that damn good against Sean Porter and you're not willing to put him in against top-level opposition, I can't imagine Joshua fighting top-level opposition either. And also considering his pay-per-view numbers in his last fight, I mean, that's Eddie Hearn's prize commodity at this point, is it not?
Oh, yeah.
So
great point.
I reckon he probably makes more money than all the other fighters put together.
That's a great point, Dan. Great point.
Especially with the title. I mean, imagine all the marketing, all the advertising can do with a heavyweight. I mean, a heavyweight of all people, especially one that's as well spoken and looks the part like Joshua does. It should be an easy sell.
And the fan base is already fully there. He doesn't have to worry about, he doesn't need to gain another fan. They're already there.
Yeah. But maybe this is me being a little bit too idealistic, but can you guys imagine Tyson Fury just talking so much shit and really clamoring for that fight to such an extent that the public forces their hand into that fight?
He could troll his way into that fight.
But do you think Eddie Hearn would submit to that kind of?
It depends on how. He'll see the money. The money.
Hearn knows that's a fucking huge fight. He'd be happy to make that if it makes sense.
How about David Haye?
Yeah, that's fucking massive. Like, don't underestimate how massive David Haye still is. That his comeback fight still showed how much the casuals love him.
Yeah,
that's that's the fight between the two kings of casuals. So it would.
You think Hearn would be willing to pit him in against David Haye though?
Yeah,
as long as he's the A side. As long as Hearn's the A side in every negotiation, he'll be fine, I think.
And it won't be till 12, 18 months down the line we get these sort of fights.
Yeah. Are any of you guys giving what's his face, Charles Martin, any kind of shot?
Hell no.
We gave him I think we gave him 10%.
I gave him 30%. Just
So you guys, is it
height.
Fortnite? A short Joshua knockout?
Same height.
Yeah, that's what I'm giving him. Yeah,
I
he's
don't know shit about Charles Martin. Yeah, I know he's undefeated, but he don't look that good against Glasgow either. So
that's good, isn't it, Dan? When you've never ever seen your heavyweight world champion of the world,
Yeah, absolutely.
Good work there, IBF.
Yeah, it's a damn shame. And isn't IBF the one considered to be the most prestigious, or not prestigious, but the most legitimate?
They used to.
Yeah,
I used to
major
give them.
belts.
I used to give them a lot of props, but
No, they
really
probably were.
They've gone down in my estimation now.
I think them stripping Fury just fucking completely undermined all their good work.
Yeah.
And then after a while, we started to realise their mandatories were fucking horrible.
Yeah, like Kell Brook.
Against
That's the
BZA.
truth of it.
Yeah.
They got
It might
props for
come to the
doing
point where
mandatories.
it might come to the point where the European belt is the most legitimate of the major belts.
What the fucking EU title?
Yeah, that might be the most viable.
What about the Commonwealth title? That's pretty fucking up there. Your boy Bradley Skeet's fighting for it.
It is the ugliest belt, though. All the rainbows. But let me get to KH Kevin Haight. He's jumped on the line. How you doing, Kev?
What's up, brother?
Good, thank you, Kev. Just finishing
It's
off
funny
about...
you asked that question, Cam, because remember the first thing I said when he was fighting Martin? I was like, damn, if he wins the title on Martin, think about how weak his first 2 or 3 defenses are going to be.
Exactly. Glasgow and Cunningham.
Oh, he might kill Cunningham. He's so
Oh,
smart.
yeah, that would be bad. Cunningham's
It'd be-
already starting to move real slow. He's getting hit all the time, even though I thought he beat Glasgow, but
That'd be terrifying.
yeah.
But yeah, quickly your thoughts, Kev?
Shit, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with getting Joshua a belt. If he shows out and shows up, then it gives a big name a belt. But it all depends on what happens after that, whether it's a good thing or not. If they'd go the Kell Brook route, it's fucking garbage. If they push a Hay fight, maybe after a first week voluntary defense, let him get his money, get his another pay-per-view thing, that'd be cool. But it all depends on what happens after. But as of now, I'm not going to already be negative, even though I guess I am, because that's just my nature. But I'll give it a shot.
KH is Kevin Haight, man. You can't be positive. You have to be...
He's Team Matchroom.
Fucking Euro Disney over here with Euro belts being the top shit. It's like fucking, who knows, man? I don't know. I just feel like
chemo though. He loves that Sky hype.
yeah, I love it.
You love that
all
stuff,
about
right?
Sky too.
Yeah.
Once you guys started sending out links with the Quigg Frampton shit, I was happy that it was snowy over here, man.
Yo, Kev, how good were the production values?
Yo, I know people don't like Johnny Nelson, but he cracks me up, man. He was like, he should be embarrassed. And are you embarrassed? He turns around, yo, it's fucking funny. Yo, but to get to that, because I think that's the main thing. You see Quigg's pupils, man? Was he on yoke or something when he was over there, or what?
I think they fucking China'd it up just so he can.
Yeah, man.
He can
I
actually
don't know
get out
what
some
was going
words.
on. Yeah, because his fucking pupils, he was lit. And then he had that fucking nose like the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote.
Kevin.
Serious. Fuck Quigg.
Yeah, you broke up a bit, Kev. What did you say at the end?
I said, I'm fucking with Quigg, man. I'm feeling him right about now.
Quigg looks like a caveman.
What?
Quigg looks like a caveman, like he'll stomp you to death or like just
Yeah, that's
hammer
what I'm
fist you.
digging. And he looks like a creep, too. He looks like a fucking...
Yeah, but Quigg's eyes are so big because he's got like a solar panel brain. He just needs to get as much light in there to try and get the wheels turning, man.
But I'm fading on Frampton because, he put a little comb over to fuck up that hairline that I was digging in the beginning. So now Quigg goes with the shaved head. He got more of a receding hairline, so I'm fucking with him on this one now.
So whoever's got bad hair, you're on that team.
Yeah, man, that Martin Campen in MMA was my guy for a while. That's how I do. It's like Larry David said, we're a brethren. You always got to say hi when you cross each other, everything.
Yo, Cam, if we're segueing into Quigg Frampton, mate, I'm telling Quigg Frampton looks fucking shook, mate. Like Quigg's just fucking shadow boxing up inside his tiny little head, mate.
No, you know what? I watched that when I seen the link. Shout to Davey Boy Essex UK. He put it onto YouTube. Managed to catch it early, and I agree that maybe on the first half of the episode, I thought Frampton was shook, man. He just seemed a bit taken back with how confident and how, if I could say the word eloquent, that Quigg was. Because, all jokes aside, man. All jokes aside, I thought he was on point, man. I thought he was making his points very well.
He's definitely had lessons.
Do you think? I was gonna say, Joe. Do you think Hearn got him some speech / confidence training?
100%, mate. There's no way. It's like chalk and cheese, mate. If you look at him from about a year ago at a press conference,
it looks like they prepared him the way the Republicans prepared Sarah Palin, like that year. Just give you a couple phrases, keep mentioning 60-40, stuff like that.
No, but he's like responding well, like. He's not just rattling out your Floyd sort of fucking young, hungry lion shit. He's actually fucking giving it to Frampton a bit.
I thought he was excellent. Leon, what did you think?
I thought he was highly coached, and I think he still struggles. He's just not. He's borderline. He's on the. He's not a very bright boy, is he?
He's a short bus.
They kicked him out of the bus when he was about 14. That's why he's a boxer, isn't it?
No, I think he wanted to leave school though. But yeah, go on.
I think to be honest, the worst thing is I didn't think he did that well. Yet Frampton came out looking worse. I mean, so what? So it's no good look, is it?
No, but I don't think you're giving Quigg enough props. If Frampton's coming out looking worse, you have to give Quigg the props then, because he's made him look worse.
I don't think anyone can deny, unless you're fucking Irish, that Quigg's had the better of the build-up so far.
Come on, let's be honest. We are glossing over him saying he's definitely a better boxer. And then little points like, and Frampton went, I can box better off a back foot, and he was like, no, I can. That's not a good look.
No, he didn't say. No, I don't think he said that he could fight better off the back foot.
He said the first thing he said, I can fight better off a back foot, and he said no. And then there's a list of other things. Plus, he's a bigger ticket seller. He has a legitimate belt. He's more popular. I mean, the guy was over-egging the pudding.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's winding Frampton up. Frampton should just know that that's just complete bullshit and just say, all right, mate, sweet.
Yeah, but he's no better. He thinks he's a cross between Einstein and Bono. He thinks he's like walking on water. So I'm done with both sides.
I'll tell you what,
I have no dog in this fight anymore.
But Leon, is he supposed to come out and say, I have no legitimate wins, I can't sell tickets? Like, you can't say those things.
No, you can. You can still say, yeah, no, he does sell more tickets than me, because we all know it's factually true.
True, that's true.
So don't say, you could be clever enough to go, yeah, no, you are better off the back foot than me. I think he was tried so hard. I think he might have to have us lie down for about a week after that half an hour.
But you got to remember, Frampton's coming off of getting dropped by a guy he was supposed to make a big splash against in the States. Like that's the fresh thing on the mind, and Quigg's got to try to push that to try to get doubt. And when you look at Frampton, did anybody look, even though when they were sitting down like that, how small like Frampton looked? Like he was slumped in the shoulders, like he just looked sucked out. Like small.
He is extremely comfortable at super bantamweight. He ain't moving anywhere, mate.
Whereas Quigg looks like a fucking monster that's got to just suck out completely to get down there.
If you looked at Frampton's interview after the Abelos fight when Quigg was in the ring with him, it was just ridiculous. Quigg was having to bend down to talk on Frampton's level to the interviewer. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, they looked weight classes away.
Yeah, but let me quickly just play a soundbite. If anyone's not heard it, go check it on YouTube. Davey Boy Essex UK. But here's a little soundbite of it.
There's talk of a potential rematch if the fight's good enough. I don't think it's going to be competitive enough to warrant a rematch.
I agree with that.
Okay, right. So why have you said no to 60-40 to the winner in the next fight?
No to the what?
60-40 to the winner of the next fight. You wanted to keep the split the same. You've wanted to keep the split the same. I'm not going to go into the split.
You're being told.
Yeah.
Sorry, but you aren't privy to what I have been.
Okay.
So you're being told wrong. What you don't like, and what your team around you and yourself, you like to be in control, and when that control is taken away from
I
you.
can't understand what he's saying.
You start acting erratic, swearing, coming across. But
Yeah.
you try and label my team, Joe, Eddie, me.
Yeah.
Not necessarily me. Arrogant.
Hmm.
I'm talking in Belfast, and you're holding a piece of paper with real champion.
Playing the game.
Is that not arrogant?
I'm playing the game.
So no, that's you. That's the real you.
Verbal webs that Quigg is spinning there.
Quigg bust him there, man. I'm a Frampton fan, and Quigg bust
just
him.
fucking took him to school, mate.
Yep. But
To school, I mean, to what? Honestly, to a special needs school.
You know.
the funny thing is,
I think it's worse for Frampton because if you're losing to that man in an intellectual battle, you're fucked. But
Mate.
I'm with you. Frampton came out worse on that.
But the
me.
thing is, we don't know any backstory because in the whole episode, Frampton looked a bit deflated and he looked tired. So we don't know what happened prior to him going onto that TV set.
Let's be honest, who's editing it? Sky.
Exactly. So they're going to change it to his favour.
Yeah, that's a great point. That is a great point. But fucking Harry's in. What a casual. Yeah, one point that he did make, which was fucking very good, was that Frampton hasn't been chasing this fight. Quigg's the one been chasing this whole time, and Frampton sort of tried claiming, no, I've been chasing it as well.
That was silly to say that because he should have just said, "I'm the A side." Of course.
Yeah, exactly. He should have said, no, look, I've decided to fight you, so we're fighting. But it's true though. Quigg's the one been fucking hungry for this. Frampton's almost sort of been forced into it a little bit. So. I don't know, mate.
I don't believe that. I think that's just Sky hype. I just think that's just Eddie spinning that
Quigg's
web.
give me that same sort of vibe that fucking George was before he fought Frotz. Like, he's just giving me that sort of calm, I know my fucking job, you're going to get done sort of
and
thing.
And then you lose in an epic fail.
Yeah, I know, but...
Yeah.
Then you do cardio up driveways as hills, and you gas out after 4 rounds. So.
But quickly...
I'm honestly, I can't be doing with either side. I think they're all a bunch of muppets.
All right, quickly,
you gotta love this fight, though.
I love it.
Yeah, boxing has been disappointing. Like, this is the reason why, like, as much as fucking boxing pisses you off, like, you're always gonna stay because every now and then, every 3-6 months or whatever, they're gonna pull in a fight like this that should happen and does the way like a Brooke Khan fight isn't happening. You know.
I'm with you, Kev. I love the fight, but I'm good. I'm just glad I don't have to pick a side now because I don't really care who wins.
Yeah, and it's always better
really
that way.
Enjoy it. I can really just let the madness, go. I'm sure it'll get really fired up because they can't control their emotions on that Frampton side.
True.
It'll be great, won't it? Because old Joe will wind it right up.
Let's go, Joe. All right, let's just go back to Quigg's eloquence because Joe.
Please, one about the boxing brains.
No, I've not got that one. But it's Joe messaged me yesterday, and they both appeared on Sky Sports News. For anyone not in the UK, it's basically a 24-hour sports channel run by Sky.
News.
Yeah, it's like ESPN News or one of these.
It sounds pathetic, and it is.
Yeah, they just basically repeat the same shit every hour until there's some new news. But they had like a video conference with Frampton and Quigg with the presenter that doesn't know nothing about boxing, but that's besides the point. And I think Scott Quigg's eloquence went out the window.
Well, there is one thing I want to ask is, what's my intelligence in the ring represents my intelligence outside the ring. What do you mean by that?
I mean, you don't seem like a very intelligent person outside the ring, and it reflects on how you fight inside the ring. It's simple.
In what way?
The fact that you're asking that question, asking that question probably proves my point.
Yeah, Frampton definitely won on that video conference anyway.
The live one, the unedited one.
Exactly.
They didn't let Quigg plan ahead, like.
Exactly.
He did do well, Quigg. Considering what I thought his performance was going to be like.
Frampton sounds like, you ever watch that movie The Boxer with Daniel Day-Lewis and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, he sounds like that IRA group in there. He sounds just like them dudes, man.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
I'm not getting in that path.
Did Scott Quigg win a medal at the Special Olympics?
Oh shit!
That's gonna be a great fight.
It's gonna be great. It's building up nice, isn't it? How long have we got now? Is it a week on Saturday?
Yep,
Week
exactly.
Saturday, yeah, mate. If anyone wants a ticket, I'm selling one. So
holler at Joe Morgan on Twitter.
I'm good, bro. So who are you guys picking, by the way? I know the fight's not for another couple of weeks, but because in the beginning we were pretty much all pro Frampton, right?
I'm still pro Frampton, but I don't know. Just his Quigg's confidence, and I don't know. Maybe I read too much into these type of shows, but
it's just the last fight. The last fight for each of them, the momentum. Like Swan, I remember I said it after like Quigg's fight. Like at one point it was like 80-20 Frampton. Then all of a sudden one fight of each completely changed it to almost 50-50 when in reality it probably should be, if you're level-minded, it should be like a 70-30 Frampton, right?
Come on, like Kiko in that fight. You see the shape on him?
Yeah.
Come on,
bro. Kiko is done.
A washed-up fighter.
He's been done.
Nah, fucking bullshit, mate.
Nah, Kiko's not done because Santa Cruz is fighting him.
Yeah.
That proves my point.
From that part.
That proves he's done.
He's definitely done.
Yeah, I'm just trolling. Yeah.
I don't know. I've got a fucking feeling that Quigg could just could obliterate him.
Nah.
Mate, I think I'm gonna have to pick Quigg by fucking KO.
What are the odds? Do you guys know?
I think Frampton's a favourite, but not by much.
Okay.
But he can make Quigg look very ordinary.
Yeah, but
absolutely.
Very ordinary.
I don't know.
Frampton's got skills, man.
I've
always been impressed by
hurt to the body and all these stories that fucking Joe Gallagher is putting out there about sparring stories. I mean, he's doing your city no favours, Cam. Joe Gallagher. Bad PR all over from Manchester with that one.
Leon, that's the ring trainer of the year. Have some respect.
Exactly.
I have no respect for him.
Call him Sir Joe, please, Leon.
There's only one Sir Joe.
We all know that.
Who do you guys think hits harder?
Quigg.
Obviously Quigg.
To the body, Quigg. But I think the problem is he's a one-dimensional fighter, Quigg. Whatever anyone says, he does one thing well.
Yeah, but the reach kind of concerns me as well with Frampton.
He's got very good lateral movement, so, you know.
Yeah. For some reason, I'm having flashbacks to Gonzalez versus Mares. And, of course, Frampton being Mares in this scenario.
Just being a little bit too small.
Yeah, and just being a little bit too kind of... I don't know, just too dismissive of his opponent. Because I remember Mares in the lead up to that fight. You know, he wasn't even paying attention to Gonzalez. He was just thinking about fights past him, and I think Frampton might be doing the same.
No, it's bigger. It's a bigger rivalry, though. It's a bigger.
Yeah, it is. But I just feel like Frampton. It's gotten to the point where Quigg is getting so much attention that he's just thinking like, why the fuck is this guy even on my level? You know, like I shouldn't even be in the same breadth as this moron over here. So.
He seems a little dismissive. You're right. The odds are like Quigg. I think Quigg's almost a 2-1 underdog, and I think Frampton's like a -160 or something like that.
They'll get very close towards the fight.
Yeah,
very close.
Outside of
Jump
that
on it
Kiko
now.
fight,
If you're going to bet on it now.
Outside of that Kiko fight, what kind of fight is really reflective of Quigg's improvement lately?
Just that fight.
It's probably the Kiko one, isn't it? Where you just blew past him.
That's his best performance by a very, very long distance.
But that tells you a lot, though.
That's what I'm saying. I haven't seen a perception move this much off of one fight where it's one guy knocking out one shot fighter.
But it was like
I like it because it's good for the fight.
It was so perfect. It was Frampton got knocked down 3 times in the opening round against a guy that no one gave any fucking hope to, and Quigg just absolutely steamrolls past a guy that took Frampton 12. It couldn't have been more fucking perfect.
But Frampton knocked him out first.
In the first fight, yeah.
Frampton knocked him out when he was in his prime, then took his belt. I mean, the fighter that Frampton knocked out is not the fighter that Quigg knocked out.
Yep, totally agree about that.
Absolutely. Kiko was a beast back in the day, man. Especially, I remember when he fought on...
that knocked him out.
He fought on HBO that one night against some Colombian prospect, and just completely fucking blitzed him. That Kiko...
Yeah,
that Kiko was a beast.
Yeah, I like Kiko a lot. That Frampton knockout was a great win. And
Yeah,
Quigg
but
is
also
still
Joe
good
does have a
fighter.
point. Joe does have a point as well with these boxing, the duration and the life cycle of these fighters. It's so hard to judge when a fighter's done and when a fighter isn't. You know, we really don't know the scenario behind that. There's too many variables. But yeah, but I mean, you're right, Joe. Frampton's last performance against that Mexican guy in Texas, I really don't know what to take away from that. Like, it was befuddling to see him get dropped
But
3
that
times.
also shows where size difference hurt Frampton. Like, that was the first time he didn't deal with it well, and he got caught at the end of punches and dropped.
That guy got knocked out in his next fight, so that's not a good look, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why boxing is so tricky to really analyze. I mean, not saying that we're, analytic people, but it's really interesting to see, like, how much can we really factor in, say, for example, like a person's just how they're feeling on a given day. You know, like, does that really equate to a poor performance, or is that like a one-time thing? I don't know.
We were all if you were saying we were all Frampton guys, then his skill set hasn't diminished because of one fight where he won.
Yeah, but I think Quigg has shown us in that Kiko fight that, his power's fucking legit.
If he has to land on him.
The thing is, Quigg needs his opponents to stand in front of him, and Frampton's not going to do that.
Nah.
How big's... I know it sounds fucking pernickety or whatever, but it does depend a little bit on the ring size. Obviously, that would have been quite a big sticking point in the contract.
Yeah, I think Frampton would have got that, and he probably choosing a big ring just to dance about him.
See, he would have said, I'll have the ring, and we'll come to you. That's what I think he said.
Where's the fight taking place?
Manchester.
Ah, I see. Interesting.
But
what's the split? What's the split?
I don't know. I think it's like, what was it, like 6? I reckon it's like 65. Whatever the other half of 65 is.
35.
Oh, 65. 35.
Good you got your degree in English, innit, Joe?
I got
65?
English
degree. 65. Well, we're going to do it out of 130%, right?
As he's shitting on Quigg.
Damn, Joe, this was a show where you needed MV2 to back you up, bro.
I did a 360 on that one.
Fuck that.
Yeah, and what's the rematch clause, if there is any?
It'll be in Belfast in the summer, outdoors, in that fucking shithole of a harbour, like.
That's where he had that one
fight
fight that was on Wealth TV, though, right?
Yeah, that was where he won.
That was a great atmosphere.
Yeah, that was a Kiko rematch.
Yeah.
Maybe Frampton can co-main a Conor McGregor card, man.
But do you reckon...
He's not even on that level yet, man.
Yeah, Connor's fucking needs to build up his resume, like, before he fights on Frampton's undercard.
Cam, do you reckon it'd be more pro-Frampton in there?
Yeah, of course it will. Of course it will.
They'll buy all the spare tickets of Frampton fans, won't they?
I think so.
I reckon it's going to be like 75-25 Northern Irish.
Even in the media tour, when it was in Manchester, like, the place was more or less empty.
There was no one there, was there?
Yeah, and the Irish one was... the atmosphere just at the conference was amazing.
You know what Manx like? They would have been down his fish and chip shop breaking in. Knowing all the family would be out.
Robbing the till.
Yeah, exactly. They're all out.
Do you reckon Quigg's going to do his entrance from his chippy? Like he did in that one fight. I can't remember who it was.
He walked from the fish chip shop into the ball.
Hey, it's funny that you guys mentioned that because I just saw that clip yesterday and I wasn't sure if it was real or not.
Oh no, it was 100% legit.
It was.
Like, I thought it was like,
Incredible.
he's from around here, he's from the streets.
What do you think he was
Fucking
doing?
chippy.
It was Ricky Hatton for you, wasn't it?
What do you think he was doing an hour before that entrance? Like, was he
He's
watching
probably
TV?
having fucking pucker pie or something.
Peeling spuds. It's still a great fight though, but I mean, the undercard's horrible, isn't it? I haven't even looked, but I've been told it's horrible.
Nah, it's so bummy, mate.
I think
so
the venue's going to be empty until the main event. I don't think, like, most of them are just going to turn up for the main event, I think. People are going to be outside drinking and talking. The
it'll be
undercard's
like
terrible.
fucking Frochgroves too, like, it was fucking, even for the Gale fight, which is the chief support, it was so fucking empty, and then everyone piled in for the main.
Oh, was it? Was not many people there for the De Gale fight?
It's fucking hardly anyone there for De Gale.
They're going to get a bit tasty in there, Cam. It always does in that Manchester arena, doesn't it?
I hope I'm not involved, but anyway, some
Cam,
people might have to
take
see my
fucking
southpaw
brass
skills.
knuckles, mate.
What do you say, Joe?
And the winner of this fight is the mandatory for Guillermo, right?
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Nah, they'll cut him over with a rematch clause in Belfast.
Yeah, the fight will never happen.
He's fighting in front of nobody in March on the Warren card.
Oh yeah, Rigo's getting the full Warren experience. Like.
What street corner they put that on?
Yeah, it's just
He's
down
gonna
in
fight-
some
he's gonna fight
stables.
Buck in front
Or
of
is he
nobody.
fighting in like a Best Buy or something like that?
Yeah, no, he's going to fight a bum in front of nobody and not get paid for it.
Yeah.
It'll just be in a car park, and the ring entry will just be someone doing donuts in the corner.
I heard they're clearing out like the couches in front of the like display TVs at the Best Buy, and he's going in right there.
Yeah, and instead of a boxing ring, it's like a boxing rectangle because there's not enough space on either side.
Warren's sons are going to be like the ring card girls. Though.
Oh,
Cross dressers, right?
All right, let me give the people in the chat a bit of a shout. No talking about the Predictions League really this week because there were no fights in it. There's some fights up for this weekend. Really struggled to put some in, but I did because,
Wow,
we need
boxing's a hotbed, huh?
we need some points in there. So I've put some. I think there's about 4 fights up this weekend. But let me give a shout to the people in the chat. We got Tico, Kid Galabum, Danny Yankee, Combe, ACUK, The Boxing Rhino, Kevlar, Joey D14, Nunez 83, Mongo Sled, J Swede the A-Side, Chris DLFC, NK Healthy, Barceleos, Jason 268, Dole Masters, Nothing for Something, Wasif 1, Steel Love, Seranto 5, Pinhead 360, Court Music, The Compo, Raphael 22, Marky Mark TMT, Arigo Boss, Casual Fun, Stokey, Casual Fun, Stokey, Lucan, Blacksky Mash Joe, and 22 guests. Thank you to all you guys there.
Yeah, who's the fucking guy called Pinhead?
Maybe he's a fan of Hellraiser movies.
That's the best name in the chat. Fucking.
Or isn't that what's his name? The fucking Polish pin? What's his guy?
Arthur Spilka.
He just woke up. He woke up and joined the chat.
Possibly. Quickly for your favourite fighter, Kev Urbank is fight's
Looking
been
fucking ripped on Twitter. That's what he's doing.
his fight's
that's
been
next
announced.
Saturday, is it?
His fight's been announced with Blackwell on the 20. Is it the 26th? The same night as.
Oh, the same night as Brooke, not
Brooke.
next Saturday. Where are you?
My prediction for early fight of the year.
Well, because he's fighting the guy from Gladiator.
Event of the year, yeah. He's fighting the white dude from the old Gladiator movie.
But what would you watch?
I'm watching Blackwell and Eubank.
All day long.
Yeah,
100%. That's going to be a fun fight.
live TV figures for the Brooke fight are going to be shit.
You'll never see them. They'll be hidden deep down in the sky dungeons.
Because those.
And let's face it, Brooke can't do no Ric Flair walkaways or nothing like that. So what's he really bringing to the table?
Because those Channel 5 decent fights do good numbers. I know they have some pretty crappy fights on there sometimes as well, but when they have a decent fight, they normally do good numbers.
But
Wasn't Frampton on there or something? It only did like, what was it, 1.1 or 1.8 million or something?
Yeah,
that-
ITV.
that was a
different
different
channel.
channel.
Okay.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Leo?
I was just going to say that, isn't it, they're always quite good, those Channel 5 cards, you know. There's always very good fights.
Yeah, Huey's on the undercard against a TBA, but I think the main event, I think it'd be a good scrap, man, because Blackwell's a good solid fighter, but I think Eubank will take him out, but I think it'll be a good scrap how longer it lasts. You guys still there?
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry.
I concur.
Oh, sorry, I thought Skype broke up, so you guys dropped off.
They're just going to be both throwing bombs, I think.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope, exactly. Another fight that caught my attention today was Denis Lebedev versus Emilio Ramirez.
Yeah, that big stiff idiot.
Yep.
Yeah, he was he should win that, Lebedev.
Yep, that's in Russia on the 30th of April. So
yeah, no, I like that fight.
Yeah,
Box
looking forward
Nation.
to that. Yeah, most probably, yeah. Unless they go bankrupt by then, but fingers crossed they don't.
No. But no, that's a good fight. It needs its unification as well.
Yeah. Just having a little situation on Skype, so I'm going to try and sort the call out.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's done that thing again. So I'll try and get everyone back in a second. Please bear with me. I don't know, since we had Skype update a while ago, when someone tries to ring in, we have issues. So I have to sign out and sign back in. My apologies. Here we go. Starting the call again. No one's answering. I think they're still on the other call. Alright. No one's. I'm still there, just bear with me. Leon, you back?
Yeah, I'm back, yeah.
Alright, let's try and add some other people. I hate when Skype does that.
I think Joe Kirst does.
It's Joe dropping off with his rubbish internet.
Exactly. Don't bring him back.
Nah, hang up on him. He's back.
He's back to curse us.
Alright, let's
Did the
continue.
whole show go down or something?
Yeah,
You killed the show.
you kept dropping off, and when you came back, we had that issue that we have with Skype sometimes.
Oh, I infected you all.
Yeah, it's you. You haven't been here for that long, and then there you go.
STD style.
Yeah. Ari
Right.
says you're a bum.
Ari's a complete fucking casual. You just watch his fucking NBA dunk contests and Premier League football. What a cunt.
Is that what you put on Snapchat?
Oh, mate, you don't want to know what that cunt puts on Snapchat.
Wow.
Literally
Wow,
thinks,
Joe.
Literally thinks he's the dog's bollocks.
I think you need to reverse out of this mess you're causing yourself.
Harry might actually look for his headset and phone up just to call you out.
Good. He's just Snapchats himself in McDonald's at 5 a.m. with his boys, like.
I don't want to hear
He's a
about
big
you
dog.
two's little text messages.
There's literally every weekend there's going to be a Snapchat of him in the cab with his boys on the way to some shitty club, like.
Alright, that's enough. He's not here to defend himself, so... quickly, another fight that got announced. Josh Warrington versus Amagasa, the dude that Regal fought not last New Year's Eve, I think. New Year's
One
Eve before that. Yeah. I was looking at Amagasa's record, and basically he was a career featherweight, even his first fight, until the Regal fight where he dropped to 122. Maybe it's just the money and the opportunity to fight for a title.
He's massive.
He is massive, and I don't know how he made 122, to be honest, and that probably took a lot out of him. And even against Regal, man, he was competitive. He took a beating, though, but he did drop
Knocked him
Regal.
down,
He did drop him twice in the 7th, so interesting to see what Warrington do. Warrington's, I'm a fan. He's not got power, so it'll probably be like a 12-round just landslide. Amagasa didn't win anything type of fight for me, but I'm a fan of Warrington. I think this is kind of just to stay busy until they get the Selby fight sorted, really.
When is this fight?
This fight is on the 16th of October in Leeds.
Nice. They're always fun to watch on TV. You wouldn't want to be there, but...
It's you, Leon, that fucking hates Leeds, isn't it?
No, I'm married to a Leeds girl. You bum.
I love that. Like, Leon hates Leeds, but he's married to a girl from Leeds.
That's like the racist white guy who says, I got one black friend. I'm not racist.
and Leon hates Herne, and he now living in a place called Herne Bay. That's classic.
That's not right. That's not right.
I'm not going to lie, that sounds like somewhere old people retire to.
It's all good,
Chris,
man.
Chris
Living the dream.
DLC, Chris DLFC saying that it's April, not October. Did I say October? If I did, I apologise. It's in April.
Yeah, I think we're all just waiting for that one time he gets sparked, and there's, they fucking crucify Eddie Hearn by the fucking on the ring post.
You're just a hater though, because you're a Selby fan.
Yeah, well,
You know that fight's coming.
I think that's it.
Shelby's?
He doesn't deserve to be
I
in the
think
ring.
that's a competitive fight, you know.
Oh, shut up. Shut up now.
The swagger man didn't look that good against Montiel.
There was no
well,
swagger, was there?
Swag was turned off that evening.
The swag was out the window.
He was fighting at fucking on a Wednesday evening. Like, who can swag on a Wednesday evening, mate? No one.
That was his decision to, go to America for Heyman and fight on a weird, random Wednesday card.
Fucking Wednesday afternoon.
Didn't last time you left America, you left with a black eye from sparring?
Yeah, he
That was on some documentary
I
or
heard he
something?
dropped Oscar Valdez, and then Oscar Valdez got up and hit him back, like, because he was pissed off about it. But no, he did. There was a fucking really good documentary on Selby.
No, that was a good thing. I think Cam sent me the link. It was a good look.
That was really good. He was sparring Valdez out in LA, which was pretty cool actually, because obviously if you were a casual, you wouldn't really know who Valdez was, but it was good to see those. And they actually filmed the sparring as well. It's not like fucking cameras off sparring now. They actually let him film it.
Yeah. He's had a lot of international sparring, isn't he, Selby?
Yeah, he always goes out to America, like him and his brother Andrew, who's just turned pro and is looking pretty decent as well. Shout out to Andrew Selby, mate. But no, they always go out to America. Like, fucking Wales is a shithole. Why would you stay here if you could go to America? Like?
Oh yeah, I haven't spoken to you since Andrew Selby said he'd beat Roman Gonzalez. What's your thoughts on that, Joe?
Well, obviously, like, he's going to call up the best, isn't he? Because he wants the best now, doesn't he? But nah, like, out of the British flyweights, he's probably the best one. Like, he was the number one amateur in the world when he turned pro, which was fucking really weird, because the Rio Olympics is only next year. But he obviously got offered that Heyman money and went pro early.
How many flyweights? Is there only about 5 flyweights in the country? Isn't there?
Well, there's only about 3 good ones, and I'm probably including fucking Patel in that list.
Yes.
He'd beat them all now, innit? He's obviously a British level now. He's had like 4 fights. He's obviously not world level at the moment, but
I'd still want to see that Selby Patel fight though. Just for
I'd
the
rather
build
see
up.
that Charlie Edwards Patel, because apparently they've got a bit of beef, like.
I do.
But no, Patel's a joke, mate. But no, I think he could be good. I saw a few of his fights, like, on fucking dodgy streams and stuff on YouTube, and he looks a like fucking younger, smaller version of his brother. Like, still looks pretty slick. Could be good fighter, but they're both quite fucking raw. Like, Selby's got a long way to go, Andrew. But I hope Lee fucking gets that big featherweight fight, maybe against Leo if he stays at feather. Because I heard the other day that Loma versus Walters is all but done.
That's what they're saying.
Fuck me, that's such a dirty fight, isn't it?
That's the first time I heard that. If that happens, man, that's excellent.
Oh, have you? Yeah, no, they've been talking about it for the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's been going on around Twitter. I think Aram said that it's all but done. They're just waiting for a signature or something.
Twitter sources.
Yo, KH, you seen anything you want to talk about?
Yeah,
Is that me? I've gone.
No, that's for KH.
Go on, Kate.
Nah, man, I haven't seen shit. I've been all about Quigg Frampton, that's it.
Boxing's going through a drought, man. Even this week, not much really to talk about. As I said, I've only put 4 fights in the Predictions League, and I found them hard to kind of find. And
is one of them that Jesse Magdalena?
Yeah, put that in there. Put Omar Narvaez's fights.
He's alright.
Yeah. The biggest one really is the biggest one is the Sturm Tudor rematch.
Yeah, Sturm is so done.
He is done. He's just kind of like just plodding along a few more paydays before he retires.
I think he's just gutted. He never got that, like the Abraham or the Stieglitz fight before he completely shot himself to pieces. But you never know with fucking the Germans. Like, they could do anything.
Chudinov's quite solid, man. They'd have to pull a ridiculous robbery for him to for Sturm, unless like Sturm comes on point this time, which I don't think he really. He's been sliding for a long time now, and Chudinov, even though I'm not really that impressed with him, he seems quite basic at times. I think he's got more than enough to beat Sturm again. So
yeah.
Just energy and activity could beat Sturm these days, man. He's just fucking done.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's hiding behind that cloak wall over there, trying to protect titles.
Well,
Like the Third Reich and shit.
he ain't got a title anymore. But Leon, you got any thoughts?
I've seen this fight once before, haven't I?
Yeah, that was the first one.
Yeah, this is going to be exactly the same fight, right? I'm
Probably.
gonna just watch the same fight. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see like if Chudinov's added anything different to his game, but he hadn't.
To be fair, I don't really think he has the ability to add anything different. I think he could just get better at what he does and come in, top shape, and that's the type of thing he could do. But
he'll be interesting because he can take a shot. So if he fights people,
he's usually in generally fun fights. I mean, he might not be top level, but boxing needs people like him that can fill cards and give good fights. I think I got nothing against Chudinov.
No.
Is he?
I mean, he's no Eubank or anything like that.
Is he the super? He's super champ now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Or the actual champion?
He's champion now. He took Ward or Frotches. I don't understand the fucking belts. He's got one of those cunts belts.
When Ward stepped up, he's become super, basically.
De Gale could fucking walk through.
Well, De Gale's been added to the undercard. Have you seen that?
What's that?
He's been added to the undercard of the Josh AJ fight.
Is he actually? When was that this evening?
Yeah, just now.
Who's he fighting?
Some guy, I can't pronounce his name.
Fucking
Medina.
boxer.
Oh, is it Porky Medina?
Oh, Porky.
Shut up.
Oh, what did I tell you guys?
Fucking Cam. Holy shit.
Fucking
Oh,
Ari.
sorry now.
Where's Ari? Ari, go find your headset or get your phone or some shit. You need to call up now, Ari.
Ari's done. No, he's done, mate. He can't even call up now.
Is Porky the one that sent dude surfboarding?
Ari's trying to take credit for that.
No. Ari's saying in the chat, I predicted it, not you. No, Ari, I said that from time ago, bro.
Yeah, I remember Cam saying that.
Yeah.
Like that fight shows that De Gale doesn't. He's just not in it for anything but the fucking
dollar.
money.
But what does it say? What does it say in the box? It's saying is the Utkazi guy injured?
Yeah.
His illness put him out. Yeah.
Mate, De Gale is in it. De Gale has just got no aspirations to be an elite super middleweight.
But Medina's. I'm all about Porky Medina. Anyone who gives a TMT team a solid L is good with me.
Yeah, he's not going to beat De Gale, is he?
I know, but he's already he's done all he can do for me now.
Mate,
he's already served his purpose, right, Leon?
He's good. He's all good.
He's got TKO'd.
He's Teflon now with Leon.
Yeah, he's golden, man.
He got TKO'd by Gilbumto, mate. Jesus.
I think Gilberto is better than you give him credit for.
Oh my god.
I think Gilberto could give De Gale a good run.
Yo, is it his mandatory though?
Well, Utkazi guy was his mandatory because he beat Julius Jackson in the Eliminator. When he knocked him out in the second round.
So have they put? Well, so is Porky the mandatory?
Well, I don't know if he's a mandatory or he's just filling in the spot.
Fuck.
No, actually says yeah. Just say mandatory champion James De Gale will now face Medina as his mandatory challenger.
Right, fair enough. I take it all back. Like,
good. This way he can't bum fight use as a mandatory.
No, fuck that though, because then his next voluntary is going to be shit.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It frees up that voluntary if he.
Well, there's always Dennis Edwards, right, or whoever the fuck the guy is. Oh my god.
Yeah, fair enough. Like, Ari's saying apologise. I do apologise. I didn't realise it was a mandatory. I thought he'd chosen to fight Porky.
It's still Porky though. I'm so happy that
still fun.
I'm still happy that I predicted it as well.
Yeah, but like, you just hope he fights a decent. Like, fuck me, Ari was so high on the Butte fight. It was just literally a joke, so let's have a good fight next.
What is it about IBF and Hearn stable? Like, you got Brook.
Oh, it's the same as like Warren in the WBO back in the day, isn't it?
You got Brook, you got this De Gale, and then we don't know how it's going to turn out with Joshua.
De Gale isn't even his fighter anymore.
He isn't, but he still is in a way. Still promotes him.
Hearn has no say on his career anymore.
No, that's probably fair, but he's still on his card, so.
Yeah, but no, hopefully we get De Gale like Groves or something in the summer. But as Leon likes to remind us all, it's just a wasteland of bums, super middleweight at the moment.
Bums and failures.
Bums and failures. Yeah, you have to change that if Callum Smith beats Badou, mate.
I'll happily change it if that happens.
No, but that's not a bad card at the moment. Then, if you're going to put DeGale Porky as a chief support, like that's just jokes. Like, but
The thing is, casuals are not bothered about that fight. Like, that place would probably be empty until Josh comes out.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Joshua did like 600,000 buys last fight. He don't need a chief support, basically.
No,
He's proven he's a star on his own, right?
It's about 400. Still
Was
good,
it 400?
Yeah.
Either way, that's huge over there, no?
Yeah.
It is. I think Hearns is trying to justify it being pay-per-view by putting something decent on the card, at least, because I think the hardcores will probably kick off then.
Mate, that's going to be 3 pay-per-views before the summer.
3.
What's the other one?
Khan Canelo.
Well, that's not confirmed.
Oh, it will be though, won't it? That's obviously going to be pay-per-view.
Not if, well, it all depends on what Fury does, doesn't it?
Well, it's on the same night, isn't it?
Yeah.
Originally. But yeah, there's noises now that he's not fighting Klitschko.
I've heard
That's
that.
him trolling.
I've heard that, but imagine he isn't, and then that whole IBF getting stripped shit was just fucking for no reason.
I think Wilder, because they can't get Martin now, and they're shit scared of Povetkin, I think they're trying desperately to make that Fury fight now. Because it's a unification, and he doesn't have to drop his belt for Povetkin.
I don't know. I think Wilder's going to wait for Glaskov to heal.
Yeah, but he's got to fight Povetkin.
I can see them pulling that up.
He Glaskov me.
He got a bad rap with the broken knee. He's coming back.
Yeah, but like he's got to fight Povetkin next, or he drops his belt unless he can find a unification.
Last time a Heyman fighter was supposed to drop a belt, or a belt wasn't supposed to be on the line, came out of pocket, and now all of a sudden the belt was on the line, like in the Garcia fight. So
Yeah, but
I don't know.
this would be such an obvious duck that I think they're trying to avoid it at all costs.
we're talking about a guy who's fought like not a guy in the top 20. I don't know, man. I think Wilder's just fucking China chin. They're protecting that heavy.
Yeah, I think push comes to shove, they will drop it because they know he probably will get sparked by Povetkin. But no, hopefully we get that Fury and Khan on the same night. That's pay-per-view worthy. Like,
What's crazy is if people shit on Joshua, like between White and now Martin, he's basically going to have this. If he wins, he's going to have the same resume as Wilder, you know. And Wilder got a much earlier start.
yeah, probably. Is Stavern better than Wilder? Maybe, probably. Is Stavern better than Martin?
Yeah, but not much. It's not like levels above. I mean, Stavern beat who for a belt?
Chris Ariola.
Fat Boy.
Yeah.
He beat Fat Boy. I mean, come on. Is that any different than Martin and Glaskov or even? Yeah, come on.
The thing is, I rate Stavern. I think I liked watching him fight. But
We should have known from his cooking he was going to get sick, man. Fucking pasta he was throwing together.
the ragu.
Chefing together. That shit looked like some hostage food.
We need Black Ski Mask Joe to do that.
Some prisoner of war food and shit.
The ragu.
Stavern impression, brilliant.
Yeah. All right, boys. Should we wrap it up, or you got anything else you want to talk about?
Do we need to talk about the dark week it's been in the UK and how we've embarrassed ourselves by grown men buying tickets to go and stare at another man sitting at a nightclub for 400 quid.
I know this has deeply distressed you, Leon. Give some more details for the people that don't know about what you're talking about.
Well, Floyd Mayweather's been on a tour around the UK where grown, adult, supposedly intelligent men have paid to worship his money. And I'm so disappointed in our country that first of all we let him in the country, convicted criminal. We would, if it was going the other way, they would never let him in. If it was us going over there, he'd never get in. Shouldn't let him in. So that's a starter. And then paying money to stare at another man in a nightclub. That's all I can work out it is. And to get a picture, you have to buy a £400 ticket. So you spent £400 and then £70 for the picture to get a picture with another man. I'm embarrassed.
It's not good look, is it?
Anyone from our country turned up to see this man. And
Did they at least get the courtesy
box,
of a reach around?
You'd be lucky. He might. I think for 500 quid, he'd punch your missus in the face. I think that's about the other. That's the other only bonus.
I think it was pretty much the entire subscriber list of Matchroom Fight Pass decided to have a boys' night out with Floyd Mayweather.
It was embarrassing, man. Embarrassing that anyone. This doesn't matter if it's Floyd Mayweather. If you're paying to just stare at a man who worships money, then you're worshipping his money. It's criminal. I'm not criminal. It's criminal the price is, but it's embarrassing. If you went to it, you should be ashamed of yourself. Fucking ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, I love that.
Needed a bit of salt from Liam at the end of the show.
I don't mind. Look, I don't mind. See, this is what everyone said. Oh, you hate Floyd. I don't mind. If you want to pay to see him fight,
Then you hate them.
No. I have no issue. He's a boxer. Go and pay to fight. Pay money to stare at him in a nightclub where he sits behind a rope. Creepy. Fucking.
And you know you'll probably turn up like 2 hours late, stay for 20 minutes.
He did. There's all the stories are going around. Turning up late, really badly organised, having to listen to fucking Johnny Nelson. Who's that other plonker from the Sky podcast?
Oh, what, Spencer fucking the cunt Fearon?
Oh, he's shameful.
Like, he is. I can't. Oh, I don't even want to get started on that dickhead.
Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to get that off my chest. That's just the views of me, not the Boxing Coalition. If anyone's offended, I'm sorry. It's just, it was ugly for me. That's all.
I thought you were going to say, if anyone's offended, fuck you.
Nah, man. You know, it's just everyone's allowed their own views. I'm just talking. This is like a non. The thing that creeped me out is it's not boxing. It's just a man standing in a room. So it's just weird. That was one for the TMT boys. You enjoy that?
They're gonna have you on Lukey's show on Wednesday now. Just like.
I'm going to get someone on that podcast.
Yo, Brian King's going to block you on Twitter now, mate.
Brian knows. Brian didn't pay. Brian knows. Brian didn't pay to see that bullshit.
Yeah. He lives in Grand Rapids, though. Like.
He knows the truth. And for all those people who are shitting on Kevin Mitchell on on Twitter after he retired, fuck you, Andy Pops.
You took a fucking huge L that day.
I bet you wanted to close down your Twitter account just for a couple of days, didn't you?
It was relentless trolling. Just pictures of Ricky Burns all the time. Ricky Burns here, Ricky Burns there. Oh, I took a massive L.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
All right, boys, let's get some final thoughts and bounce. Joe, good having you back. You got any final thoughts?
Yeah, just quickly on Carnello, because I wasn't here last week when it was announced. Khan's just got fucking balls of steel, mate. I'll take my hat off to him. I fucking shat on him so bad for so long, but this is like, it's almost made up for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you going up and doing this. Obviously, I'd rather see Khan Brook. I'd fucking much rather see that, but this is like almost the next best thing, really. It's a fucking ballsy fight. He's going to get absolutely fucking splattered, though. I rate Khan. I think he's a fucking great boxer, but he's not going to be able to keep Canelo off him for more than about 4 or 5 rounds, and Canelo will just fucking smile as he fucking walks through Khan. So, I hope you enjoy the trip, though, Cam. Should be good, mate.
Fingers crossed if I get some tickets. Thank you, Joe. Kev, I know you weren't on that long, but you got anything you want to talk about, or any final thoughts before we leave?
I'm really hyped about Quigg Frampton, and like you said, you brought up Lukey, and shout out to him covering that fight, and good luck for his boy Andy getting a win. So I know he drove a bunch of hours to cover it. Kev? What?
Is it on TV for you in the States?
The fight, I have no idea yet. I'm gonna get it somehow. You know, I'm bad with links. I might watch a fight from 2 years ago by accident.
I think it's on Showtime.
It should be somewhere, right? Because didn't he get with some Heyman and PBC fights at Frampton?
Yeah,
so.
I think it is on Showtime, actually.
Yeah, I think it's somewhere. Either way, I'll find a way to watch it, because that's something that's definitely I've been looking forward to. Like I said, I'd rather have less fights and more big fights than fucking a million shit fights that I'm not gonna watch. So
Mate,
I'm
I'd
cool.
take any sort of fight right now. Fucking hell, it's an absolute barren spell.
Yeah, you know it's dry when fucking we don't even have fights in Prediction League. So
Like, when I'm looking forward to a Jesse Magdalena fight, like, what's going on?
yeah, I know I won't watch it.
All right, thank you, Kev.
Later.
Lim, you still there?
Yeah, but I don't have any final thoughts. Good show, guys.
All right, cheers, Lim. Leon, Mr. Salty, any final thoughts?
No, I think I've caused enough trouble.
All right, thank you guys that jumped on the show today. Want to thank all the people in the chat and all the people that download the show week in, week out. We'll be back next week. Peace.
You just listened to the Boxing Coalition.
Oh, dude, man, I love boxing. I fucking love boxing.
A big shout out to the Boxing Coalition.
You're a newbie.
No, I ain't new, man.
If my fucking next door neighbour became the #1 flyweight in the world, you know what I'd do? I'd fucking walk past the cunt.
Derek, how you doing, bro?
I was physically bun you, blood.
I disagree.
First time I hear the song, man, it was fucking badass.
Vamos a Argentina, la concha de su madre.
I see the bomb in them.
I get home and she's like, what the fuck? Me and the kid are here. Why don't you get home and talk to us? I'm like, man, you guys don't know shit about boxing.
Kel, how does it feel to be the new IBF champion?
Feels great. Did we really dive into the black hole right off the jump?
I think he's hiding glass.
Just to play devil's advocate.
You want one portion of crow or 2 portions of crow?
Give me 2 portions with a supersized fries and a large drink, please.
I can't stand him, what? I'm Scottish.
Fringe side?
But you won't rush Anthony fucking fat ass Joshua, would you? He's not fat.
How about you tell us what you ate for your final thoughts?
My weight?
Thank you for listening to the Boxing Coalition. We are live every Monday, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. UK time, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern.